All right, tell me why this is the most satisfying thing in gaming right now. Call of Duty has been chasing trends for too long, and Battlefield has quietly went back to the basics and what made it great to begin with since Battlefield 4. Now, look, I'm not saying that Call of Duty is dead. It's still a massive IP. That's why Microsoft acquired Activision to be able to purchase Call of Duty, even though the whole Game Pass thing is we're not going to really get into that with this video. But lately, it just feels hollow. Like, it feels like you load into a game, you drop 50 kills or so, you might, get the VTOL, and, that's it. Versus, like, with Battlefield, you load in with your boy, all of a sudden, the minute you guys spawn in, he's gone. There's somebody flying a helicopter upside down somehow and still getting more kills and being able to control the helicopter in ways that you never really thought was possible because you still can't, with all these controls, figure out how to fly a helicopter in Battlefield. And it just feels like Battlefield is a more live experience. It feels like they just allow chaos to happen and Call of Duty just doesn't. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've played a Call of Duty match and it feels like the same predictable formula. Small, medium-sized map, 3-lane design, predictable flow. Battlefield's just like, here's a tank, go blow some shit up, right? Now this building's falling with you in it, what are you gonna do? It's one of those experiences where, like, you can't really replicate it. It feels like with Call of Duty, it's like a formula that people like, obviously, but with Battlefield, you never know what's going to happen. Like, all of a sudden, like, you're in a game where you feel like you're losing, and that one push you did with your teammates, let's say you go in game chat and you talk to your teammates, you're like, hey, we need to go capture the zone because I'm not losing. I didn't work a 9 to 5 and get butt fucked by corporate America.
Next, I'll have this thing so far up your ass, your tonsils will be playing shadow puppets. You think we can't do that? We can. It's in our guidelines.
For us to come home and get buck fucked by these guys, right? And now all of a sudden, you guys are turning the tide of the battle because you hopped in a tank and played Fury for a few minutes.
Give me another. That was beautiful.
Like this are more and more common with a game like Battlefield than they are with a game like Call of Duty. Even random players will revive you and just keep going, and it's just that aspect of the game is just missing from Call of Duty, and it's something Call of Duty never really had. And that's another thing, like teamwork. Call of Duty just feels like a contest of who can be top of the leaderboard. But with Battlefield, it feels like everybody has a role to play when it comes to, like, me as like a medic playing, I am the surgeon 2.0.
I am a surgeon. I am a surgeon.
Versus like one of our snipers spotting people who are engineers or repairing tanks and fighter jets. It feels like a cohesive team, or it just feels like an experience that you can't really get in a Call of Duty. I can't tell you the amount of times I'm piloting a tank and like I'm like doing my job, I'm providing cover fire, but I'm low on health and some random is just out here running a sprint over to me trying to like repair my tank so we can continue to hold this objective. And I don't know. I feel like Call of Duty is just too arcadey. If you look at some of the skins that are present in these games really make you question what you're playing. Like, I don't know, like if I feel like I'm a tactical soldier and like, I'm getting all these kills for Uncle Sam, and then I see Leonardo from the Mutant Ninja Turtles, or I don't know, like Master Splinter walking. I think he actually moves with a cane, which is like, like it's cool, like this, believable. I don't believe, actually it's not believable at all. I don't even believe that Master Splinter would be running around with a cane, but I just don't think that Call of Duty really understands what its player base wants. And it shows with the player base numbers for Battlefield. A lot of people are flocking over. In fact, I'm sure we've all noticed this. If you do something really dumb in Battlefield, they call you a COD player, like it's some kind of slur or something. Like it's really bizarre. Like it's not bizarre, but like it's actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna hold you, but it's the community around Battlefield is just full of players who just want that really real life gritty experience. And that's what's solely missing from Call of Duty. And instead of doubling down on what works and what people want, they come out with Battlefield 7 or Call of Duty 7, Black Ops 7. I don't know what. See, that's the problem. It's you try to give it a name, it's just Call of Duty. And they came out with like this one trailer that is just so like a money grab. It's not really anything special. Now, like for me, I only buy Call of Duty games if it's made by Treyarch. Like even though this game has a Black Ops name, it just feels so off. Like people are really saying that like this Call of Duty is reminiscent of Black Ops 3. Now, I purchased Black Ops 3 and I will stand on it. I actually quite enjoyed Black Ops 3. It wasn't like Black Ops 1 or 2, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. Like I played as Reaper a lot. I think everybody kind of like didn't really mind it. It was different. They were taking a different approach. It was still Call of Duty, but just a little bit different. But now it's like they're just taking that formula and just bastardizing it. Like now they're just doing cheap monetization tactics. Like from Black Ops 6, I believe, or the game before the last Call of Duty, a lot of people were upset that they couldn't keep their skins. And I think I'll have to pull it up and put it like an overlay up for you guys to see. But like a lot of people are saying like, this is fucked up. And, not EA, Activision's response was like, well, we want to make sure it's a more realistic environment. That's why we took the Nicki Minaj skin and all that weird bullshit out, only for them to bring in Leonardo and the Ninja Turtles. It just feels like they're out of touch of what the community of that genre wants. And it feels like Battlefield just really captures that. I can't really explain it. It's literally, it takes me back to playing Transit with my boys late at night during high school, and we're just chilling. And it's just like, we don't have any rent or any bills. We're just hanging out. And I feel like instead of Call of Duty doing that, which is it's always kind of done, is Battlefield now. And Battlefield, Battlefield Bad Company and Battlefield 4 has created moments like that. But Battlefield 6 feels just like the game that we've all been wanting. Now, look, I don't want to just bash on like Call of Duty this whole video. I'll give credit where credit is due. Warzone, when it first came out, was huge. It was a huge success.
Great success.
I remember playing Warzone quite often. It was the first battle royale that I felt like I could play as a grown man. Fortnite, while it's fun, while I do play it every now and then, isn't really a game that I am proud of playing at times. And so I feel like Warzone scratched that itch and was able to, reach an audience that kind of felt the same way. They didn't want the goofiness that came with Fortnite, so they played Warzone. So Call of Duty has definitely had its highs, but it just feels like it's trying to do everything, and because it's trying to do everything, it lost sight of what it was. Battlefield stopped chasing trends and it doubled down on the chaos that made it fun since Battlefield 4, and it feels like DICE really acknowledges that they screwed up with Battlefield 2042. As good of a game as it is now, that launch was completely unacceptable. And it was a part of a trend of developers giving us horrible products for absorbent amounts of money and then patching it later and giving you the promise of patching it later. And I don't know, it rubbed a lot of people off the wrong for obvious reasons. And so, it feels like they took the feedback in and said, okay.
Just that flicked this switch in me where I was like, okay, fuck you, watch this.
Watch this. They pulled a CD Projekt Red and they were like, we're going to give you a great product. And it, my God, is it good? Look, like I'm not saying uninstall Call of Duty. Like I personally did. I never really was a huge Call of Duty guy. Like I played Zombies, like I mentioned Transit before in the past with my friends, but I never was so eager to go buy the next Call of Duty. I kind of look at it the same way I look at sports games. It's the same thing every year, and that they bank on you wanting just a fresh coat of paint for them to sell that extra unit. And it's just not working anymore. I've had a lot of my friends who are diehard Call of Duty fans that religiously buy it every year. And they're like, I don't know, I'll just play the latest one. Because, like, yeah, what's stopping me from just playing the current one if the servers are up with all my guns, the maps that I know, the playstyle that I like? Because I'm going to be honest with you, going from the playstyle of the current Call of Duty to the new one where there's wall running and it's a lot like it's a lot like Call of Duty Black Ops 3. That's jarring. Well, I don't want to wall run. I don't want to, I don't want to do all this crazy ass movement. I mean, omni movement exists in Call of Duty now, but when's the last time you used omni movement? It's cool. It's a cool gimmick. I capture a lot more people. Like I hold them and I grab them from behind a lot more than I do omni movement. But just to go from the movement style from this game to the next game and have it be a complete slap to your face because it's not really a better product and you're paying $70, sometimes more depending on which version that you get. It's I don't know, it just, for the product to not be good is, I don't know, it's an alarming trend that we see in gaming more and more. I'll say this, and you guys can crucify me for this all you want. The only game that has any business charging people $100 is Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, I'm not condoning it, and I've been on record saying this. If you can pull up my older videos, the amount of pure joy and content that you'll get out of a game like that and replayability is unmatched. I'm not here for it. I'd much rather not pay $100, but if they say $100, they're the only ones that could remotely charge that. And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but the fact that, especially on Microsoft's side of the camp, that they're trying to seemingly extort people out of more money is just rubbing people the wrong way. Battlefield is just pure to form. If you like shooting things and blowing things up, that's your game. If you like a game where you feel a little bit more tactical and you do actually have to think about what you're doing, you can't just run straight at a tank and be like, oh, I can just slide cancel my way out. No, you're gonna get blown up. And if you don't get blown up, his gunner's gonna take you out, or somebody else watching you is gonna take you out. It feels like the perfect combination between Rainbow Six Siege, the tactical nature of Rainbow Six Siege, and Call of Duty. And I love that aspect of Battlefield. So I don't know. You tell me your thoughts about Battlefield 6. Tell me if you went ahead and purchased it. If you're still on the fence about it, hopefully this video paints like a clear picture to why it is. I think you should go ahead and purchase the game, but ultimately that's your decision. Now, I am hosting a giveaway, so all you have to do to enter to win the giveaway is just join our Discord. The rules are in the Discord, so I'm not going to really go into detail about it here. It's very simple. Just join the Discord and just sign up for your chance to win a free copy of Battlefield 6. So who knows, you might get one through me. But ultimately, just let me know your thoughts and comments about the whole Call of Duty thing in the comment section. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about it. I personally think that Microsoft is in huge trouble right now. I might do another video on that soon, but just let me know your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, if you like the video, feel free to give me a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out tremendously. And yeah, catch you later.